we've been working away behind the scenes here for the past month on, well, it's been longer than a month, I guess, to a certain extent, but for the past little bit here, kind of working on Giant Bomb. It's been pretty exciting. Jeff Bakalar came over to kind of help out with those efforts, and has been the contract man in some of this sort of stuff. I have wanted to be able to expand and work with a wider swath of people. And so as such, we've been talking to folks for this kind of like first phase of this, to work on kind of getting them in here, so that they can make cool shit. At the end of the day, I just want to make cool shit. And if we can also help other people make cool shit, like this company that picked us up earlier this year, they're like, hey, we got some money. How do you want to spend it? I was like, I want to spend it helping people make cool shit. So we're going to take their money and feed it to our friends, and
we're just laundering is what
and get it out there.
Pokemon cards ain't going to pay for himself, buddy.
Exactly, baby. No, so it gives us this opportunity to kind of do more stuff and not always be locked into like, oh, we added this thing and now it's going to happen for every week from here to eternity. And so it lets us kind of think about shows the way we always wanted to think about shows, which was like sort of seasonally, in terms of like, hey, you're a person who doesn't work here, but you're a person that we, want to do stuff with, but you obviously also have like 6 other jobs. So does this time frame work? Hey, maybe you come in and do 6 episodes of this, and then you go back and you're busy for 8 months, and you come back and do some more, or maybe and maybe there's some people that are more available that we work with on a more regular basis. So it's this kind of open-ended thing in a way too, where different people are going to be in different circumstances, and that kind of brings us to the most particular circumstance, I think, that's Danny O'Dwyer.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily
tiny number one, baby.
And I guess it sounds like as well, we'll get into it, I'm not necessarily the template for the way this is going to work with everyone else.
Sure.
Because I'm going to be on the sort. How are you delineating like the house shows or the like what are quick looks on Bombcast and stuff like that to everything else?
Right. I mean, I think that'll be kind of like core coverage type stuff, right? The stuff that we are kind of known for. It's editorial coverage at the end of the day. I think, at least so far, but because a lot of the pitches I think we've been getting aren't things that you would necessarily think of as like editorial coverage of new releases and that sort of stuff. So, I think that's the sort of stuff that we will probably continue to take on in this capacity. And yes, Danny is not maybe the typical example of this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
As we're bringing on Danny for more than just the kind of pitch a show type stuff.
I'm excited. We're gonna be working with a very noted scoop getter, newsman, an all around seemingly very huggable individual. Jeff Grubb is going to be coming around to help us out with
another Jeff.
So yes, Jeff Grubb is going to be working with us on a Giant Bomb show, and we'll have more information about that very soon. We've been wanting to work with our friends at GameSpot for a long time, and we finally can make something official. Starting very soon, I'm going to be joining Tamoor, Hussain, and Lucy James in a brand new show for Giant Bomb that we're very excited to get going on. We're going to be talking a lot more about that after E3. What we can announce today is a collaboration with someone who, to be honest, I have very mixed feelings about.
Yeah.
Same.
This is something we've thought long and hard about, but ultimately we think it's best that we continue to make content together in some form. So this summer, Dan Ryckert and I will be starting a new show for Giant Bomb.
Disgusting.
And
sorry, Jason.
It feels icky to say it, but Dan Ryckert and I will be doing a show for Giant Bomb, and I think it's worth saying that this is the beginning of that sort of stuff. I think I think, there's a lot of things that I would love to talk about today that we're still working on that I'm personally excited about, but we're just not there yet. This is an evolving story. This is a growing list, but this is what we can talk about right now.
It's just, I love, like, like, I'm a big, I'm here on the Bombcast, but you see all this shit behind me. I'm a big fanboy of this site, and like, I love the idea of this, like, it's almost become like SmackDown or Raw, like this just like constantly changing roster of like cool people coming in. So yeah, I'm excited to be working with you guys a bunch. It's been a lot of fun doing the Bombcast, man. Like, it's like a dream come true, and I love talking to you guys. I'm really happy to to be here on the Bombcast for the future, however long that is, you know what I mean? So yeah, I've been talking to the various Jeffs about this and everyone else, and yeah, I'm going to be on the Bombcast every week. I'm going to be chipping in on quick looks. There has been a serious deficit in European sports on this website, I think, so maybe I can help with some of that stuff. The live streams, the E3 stuff I'll be in on. So wherever there are a bunch of Jeffs, there'll probably be me and John and Jason in the future. And then, like, the stuff that I'm really, really excited about as well is I have 10 plus years of weird shows that I would have dreamed about doing on this website that now are suddenly possible. And as much as I love the remote stuff, I really want to get some of that stuff out and collaborate with you guys and record some new weird shows and meet space. And yeah, I don't know. I did a vlog on this, which I'll post after this, where I talk about some of this, but I am of the mind, I want to create chaos. I just want to make the weirdest stuff and go to Target with Jan to record Pokemon cards, or film Jason talking about his favorite fighting games. Just, there's a million and one different things I want to do, and we'll talk about it. Some of the stuff has already been sort of like planned, and I've been talking to some of the other folks you mentioned about doing stuff. Yeah, so we'll talk about sort of what those are after E3, but yeah, it's gonna be a blast. I can't wait, man.
Yeah, I think that for me, that's kind of the core thing is I want this website to be weird. I want this website to be less predictable than maybe it has been in the past, and for me that's like, but we still have the tent poles, right? I mean, there's still a giant Bombcast every goddamn Tuesday, whether you like it or not, motherfuckers. That Friday live show is sticking around. We've got
real aggro now.
That's right. God damn it. God damn, pal. We want to make sure that we're creating space for things to shift around, and that includes us as well. That's not just like, hey, we're going to bring in this weird menagerie of fun talent to bounce off of and do cool stuff. But like, really, we've just got an opportunity to really rethink what it means to be covering games in 2022, and what does that look like now? What is the website? What is the video service, whatever you want to call it, the podcast network, we'll see where we get to with all of this stuff, right? Like what is that? What is the thing that we ourselves would want to use to get this information? And so I want to be able to, whether that's facilitating cool shit by other people that we're working with and all that sort of stuff, or also opening more doors for us to really kind of explore game coverage all over again. I think that's the big draw, is to be able to really make a lot of changes to what's going on. The video game industry has changed a lot, and it's beyond time for us to be able to really look at that change and see what amount of that change we want to reflect in the way that we're covering games.
I definitely want to also, talking to the audience. So, there's a bit of thanks that has to be directed at them, because this last month, there's a lot of understanding that had to sort of happen, and support. And, I think I speak on behalf of anybody where we say that we appreciate that to an endless degree. And, now's the fun part. Now's
Yeah,
the part where
yeah.
we start to ramp up and kind of show what's been going on.
So that's well, E3 stuff is obviously happening over the course of this week, and Danny's going to be here with that stuff, and some of these other shows are going to be developed. And I see some folks in chat kind of asking about premium and not premium and stuff, and I think that's something that may end up being case by case depending on some of these shows, and I think some of the structure of that maybe changes to where there's like, okay, we're going to put highlights up for everybody, but the full shows are behind the wall, or maybe the first episode's free, or this, just in all honesty, like that's all stuff that we're kind of working out. So but the intent is definitely that the intent here overall is to make sure that you are getting value for your money. Like that is the desire, is to make sure that the people that have been sticking with us and signing up for premium are getting a bunch of cool shit. So yeah, we'll have more to say as we kind of get this stuff signed on. So